10 wins down and 6 to go. Let's recap the Rangers' Game 3 victory over Florida. And well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm WatchUK99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. Man alive, what an incredible, heart-stopping, dramatic, pull-it-out-of-your-rear-end game this was for the New York Rangers. And I've got three numbers that come to mind as I think about this game: 13, 21, and 31. First of all, credit to Alexsanderbarkov and barclaygoodrow. These are two players who received a lot of criticism from Rangers fans for different reasons. One for being the #1 overall draft pick, and one for getting a little bit too much money per season. But I tell you what, with Lafreniere, I want to spend a moment on him. I'm going to start with that. You know, he didn't score the prior 4 games, but you know what? As I watch him, you just get the feel that he's getting better and better and more confident specifically. We've seen Lafreniere being willing to hit. He will take shots. He plays a very assertive style of hockey. Like, he gets more assertive during the playoffs, and that's the kind of player that you want to have on your team. He is playing that aggressive two-way style of hockey that you need to play if you're going to win in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And we look at the first Rangers goal. Of course, the Panthers scored early on the Rangers, took a 1-0 lead. But Vincent Trocheck springs the rush opportunity with a really good pass in between two Panthers, and Lafreniere does the rest. He gets his stick past the reach of Sergeibobrovsky, beats him with a backhander. The game is tied at 1. And we'll get to Lafreniere's second goal, but I think this first one is going to get a little bit overlooked. But, you know, when you give up that first goal and you're on the road, you know, you better get some momentum back quickly, and that's what the Rangers were able to do, and Lafreniere was able to finish. And then later on in the game, Rangers are now tied with the Panthers, 2 goals apiece, 4:37 to go in the second period. This was even more impressive. Lafreniere basically skating. It was basically a 1-on-3 that he was doing. He manages to slip the puck past Dmitry Kulikov, the Panthers defenseman. He's about to go down to the ice, but he gets off a backhanded shot while going down, puts it past Bobrovsky, and it's a 3-2 Rangers lead with 4:37 to go. That goal took vision, stick handling, skating, balance, hockey sense. Great goal. And it's pretty amazing to think Lafreniere is still only 22 years old. And we are just seeing him grow up before our eyes. It's pretty amazing. On to number 21, barclaygoodrow. 3 goals in his last 2 games. Of course, he had the overtime winner in Game 2 on Friday. 6 goals through 13 playoff games now after scoring 4 in 80 regular season games. And, of course, he scores the 4th goal late in the second period to give the Rangers the 4-2 advantage, which they would sorely need. This was a shorthanded goal with jacobtrouba in the penalty box. It was a great pass by Vincent Trocheck from behind the net in the corner, and Goodrow one-times it past Bobrovsky over his shoulder into the net. I got to be honest. After that shot, I thought it went off the post. The way it ricocheted back out so quickly, I thought that went off the post. It wasn't until the LED boards basically said Rangers goal that I realized the Rangers had a much-needed insurance goal. But despite the 4-2 lead after 2 periods, you knew the Panthers were going to come out ferocious. And let's be real. We knew this was going to be a 1-goal game before long. You know, my friend, I was at the Yard House in Raleigh, North Carolina, enjoying some fantastic chicken nachos. Next time I got to get extra guacamole. But my friend was accusing me of bad juju, that I was thinking we're not going to keep this at 4-2. It's just not going to happen against this team. It's not about mojo or, you know, juju or karma or whatever else you believe in. It wasn't about that. It's the simple fact the Rangers never do anything easy. You knew the Rangers were not going to maintain a 2-goal lead for the final 20 minutes of the game. Well, it didn't take long. Panthers come out flying, scored twice within the first 6 minutes and 58 seconds. They knot the score at 4-4. Alexsanderbarkov scores the first goal on a jam in front of the net. How good is he? He is so good. 1:54 later, it's the game-tying wrist shot from Gustavforsling, who in my mind is the best defenseman in this series. Excellent defenseman, great defensive defenseman, great skater as well, and can shoot when he needs to also. With Adam Fox as limited as he is, he's clearly hurt. To me, Forsling, not Aaron Ekblad, not Brandon Montour, not Kandremiller. Forsling is the best defenseman I've seen in this series so far. And I want to give credit at this point to Peter Laviolette for calling timeout about midway through the third period. I thought it was a very smart decision as the Panthers were, not content to just tie the game. They were pouring the pressure on, and the Rangers didn't seem to know what to really do with it. And this is where Igorshesterkin, number 31, gets full props to help the Rangers survive the absolute agita of the third period. In the third period, Rangers were outshot 13-4, out-attempted 25-6, and if you look at high-danger scoring chances, the Panthers had an edge 8-1. Rangers even had to kill a Florida power play with less than 6 minutes to go. Thank you, Jacobtrouba. And even in the final few minutes, the only goal was to just get to overtime. The Rangers iced the puck 5 minutes in the final 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Oh, my gosh. But they got through it. And the biggest save of this game to me, the big one to me, was Igorshesterkin's point-blank save on Matthewtkachuk with under a minute to go. It was a great feed in the corner from Carter Vergehi, who got the puck to the front of the net past two Rangers. Kachuk had the space. He just didn't put this one home. And Kachuk, especially looking at last season as well, has a knack for scoring big-time goals in big moments. It was like Igor would not allow another puck to get by him. 4 was enough. And, it was so funny how the Panthers fans, after they tied the game, were chanting, Igor, Igor. At that moment, they had to know deep down that even after facing Andrei Vasilevsky in the first round, Jeremy Swayman in the second round, they are now facing the best freaking goalie in the game right now. Now, Shesterkin is not winning a Vezina this year. No doubt about it. He definitely had his struggles around December. But when he is on, he's the best there is. With all due respect to Bobrovsky, Jake Ottinger, you name the guy, Shesterkin, when he's on, is the best in my mind. And now also, little bonus, also on to Alexwennberg, number 91. 1 goal in 33 games since coming over here from Seattle. Rangers fans have called him a waste. They called him useless, a bust. Look, Wennberg's job is not to score goals. That is not why he's on the team. It's to play defense, set teammates up, win faceoffs, things like that. His finish, to say the least, is weak. It's almost non-existent. But once the game got into overtime, just about 6 minutes in, he pulled off a Chris Kreider. Wennberg wins the faceoff in the Florida zone deep. It was a bit of a scuffle. Kaapokakko came in to help pry the puck loose. Panthers take it for a quick second, but Kakko raises the stick of the Panthers player. Jackroslovic is able to get the puck, slide it back to Ryanlindgren on the left point. It was not to Erik Gustafsson, despite what the TV and radio feeds will tell you. And then wrist shot fired. Somehow Wennberg finds himself completely alone in front of Bobrovsky. He gets the shaft of the stick right on the puck, deflects it high over Bobrovsky's right shoulder into the net. Perfect tip. Bedlam in Central Park at the viewing party. Bedlam all around New York City. Hey, it was Bedlam in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Yard House. I can tell you that. And anywhere across the country and the world where there is a fan of the New York Rangers. And sure, the narrative is that the Rangers stole this game. And no doubt, Florida dominated the third period. Dominated may not even be a strong enough word. The stats are there. Scoring chances, 108-44. High danger scoring chance differential, 15-7. Expected goal share, if you want to get a little more granular, 3.83 to 1.69. 42 block shots by the Rangers. They were shorthanded 6 times, allowed 2 power play goals. The Rangers still can't seem to score a goal on the power play. And this might be the kicker. When Matthewtkachuk was on the ice for Florida, 5-on-5, the attempts read 35-4 in favor of Florida. Unbelievable. And repeatedly, the Rangers look gassed at the end of nearly every period. That's been the case too much. And mattrempe, I love him, but can you keep putting him in the lineup? After the second period ended, he was on the ice for a total of 22 seconds among the final 26 minutes of this game. And that came back to bite the team because they're beat to death at the end of the period. And you can't keep doing that. If you're going to play Rempe, play him. I know he's a marked man by the officials, but when the team is this fatigued at the end of every period, you can't go down to 11 forwards. All right, so I just had to get that out. All right, now we move over to Game 4, Tuesday, 8 p.m., back in Sunrise, Florida. I'm actually going to take the Panthers' perspective on this first. Now, the crowd was absolutely wild during the third period, and for the home team to dominate play for the last 25 minutes like they did and still lose, that's got to be a little bit demoralizing. You know, Florida's going to come out desperate to beat the Rangers into submission again on Tuesday night. They want to get ahead early by multiple goals and take the Rangers right out of this game. And that's not something they've been able to do. You know, Florida scored their share of goals, but they haven't really had multi-goal leads in this game. You know, Barkov didn't have a point until Game 3. You know, Kachuk had the one power play goal, but Florida had not been scoring a lot, especially in the first two games. I think they had an empty netter. You had the goal that Lafreniere poked into his own net. So, you know, the people talk about how the Panthers are doing a good job containing the Rangers stars. Well, the Rangers have been doing a pretty good job the other way as well, at least up until this game. And it's also interesting seeing some of the Panther fans online. It seems like half right now feel that it's just the Rangers' year, and they are really terrified at this point. And the other half is screaming mad. They want wholesale changes, particularly in net. There are Panthers fans I've seen who want Sergeibobrovsky benched for giving up 5 goals. They're talking about playing Anthony Stolarz or even Spencer Knight. I don't think there's any chance in the world that happens. Now, on the Rangers side, I would still consider putting in Blakewheeler for a Jackroslovic, even though Roslovic did have an assist on the overtime goal. I just think Wheeler will add more ability to finish. He has a lot more experience, more hockey sense. I know he's not as fast, he's not as speedy, and I'm not saying it's even something that has to happen, but I think it's a thought. I think it's something worth considering. What the Rangers have to do, they got to take better care of the puck in their own end, and they've got to move it out of the defensive zone quicker to beat that ferocious Florida forecheck. That is where the Rangers are getting into trouble. Florida wants to force turnovers deep in the opposing team's zone, and they've done that a little bit too much. They certainly did it in the third period on Sunday. And, of course, the power play. Something has to change with this power play. As great as it's been all season, it is only 1 for 18 going back to Game 3 against the Carolina Hurricanes. Okay, to me, I would actually make a change. Alexsanderbarkov should be on the power play. He's got the confidence. He's got the mojo going right now. And I would move either Mika Zibanejad or Vincent Trocheck down to the second line of the power play. I don't think we need both Alexwennberg and Jackroslovic on the power play. Okay, because the two of them are on the second unit. It's not needed. Again, I thank Alexwennberg a million times, but I want somebody who could score, at least a goal more often than every 30 games. All right, so that is something that I would do. And even on defense, I would even consider putting Erik Gustafsson on the number 1 unit because Adam Fox, he just doesn't have the mobility right now. He is absolutely hurt. I have no doubt about that. And I like Gustafsson in the limited power play time he's had. He's willing to shoot. He's just got more mobility. I would like to put kandremiller in right now, but you never know when he's going to have one of these brain farts where he looks terrible and has these stupid giveaways. Okay, sometimes he looks brilliant. I'm not one of these people who's going to say bench Miller, like some people are. Bench him for Zach Jones. I mean, please. Not going to say that, but I definitely want Lafreniere on the first power play at this point, and I would think about moving Fox down to the second unit and putting Gustafsson on the first unit. Because when you're 1 for 18, that's not going to do it. It's just not going to keep doing it. But hey, 10 wins down, 6 wins to go to lift the greatest trophy in all of sports. And I would say this to my fellow Rangers fans. As bumpy as the ride is, keep enjoying it. Because who knows how much longer this is going to go. But 10 wins down, 6 to go. I want to thank everybody for checking out this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.